Welcome to the VES-Artex Academy. Let's go learn about dairy steel.
VES-Artex Aqua Dump watering troughs are designed for long-lasting, user-friendly operation. The Aqua Dump comes in a range of sizes as small as 2 feet and as large as 15 feet in length. The hidden float valve will keep water at the desired level. The dumping mechanism keeps water clean and fresh to maximize the health of your cows. All Aqua Dumps allow for 2 mounting options, floor mount or wall mount.
For this assembly, you will need 5/16 of an inch or an 8mm socket and wrench, a 3/8 of an inch or 10mm socket and wrench, a 1/2 inch or 12mm socket and wrench, an impact wrench, a mallet or a hammer, a float valve, and components to attach to a hose, a rubber hose that is self-collapsible, self-coiling, and non-kinking, a concrete hammer drill, a 1/2 inch or 12mm concrete drill bit, and 6 anchors to fasten the Aqua Dump to the floor or the wall.
Before beginning assembly, it is important to determine the front and the back of the Aqua Dump. You will be able to identify the back of the basin by the space in the corner where the handle goes. Start by attaching the pivot end supports to the Aqua Dump basin. There's a right end support and a left end support. You will know which is which by making sure the leveling tab is towards the back of the Aqua Dump. Secure each pivot end support with the included nuts and bolts. 2 nuts attach at the top and 2 attach at the bottom.
If you encounter an obstruction in these holes, it is likely galvanized zinc buildup.
To solve this, use the pin from the housing and a hammer to remove the impediment. Next, attach the included bolts and nuts to each leveling tab. The leveling tab is what determines the Aqua Dump's resting position.
Once your Aqua Dump is installed, adjust as needed to keep the basin level.
Place the legs on the pivot end supports. You must identify whether this Aqua Dump will be mounted on the floor or whether it will be mounted on the wall. Depending on the desired mount, your right and left leg will differ. In either case, make sure the correct leg aligns with the position of the handle. The other leg's loop will not serve a purpose. Secure the legs on the pivots with the support leg keepers. Tighten the included bolts and nuts with your impact wrench. Next, you will need to determine which way the float valve hood support should be installed. There are 2 different sized holes on each end of the hood support.
Assemble your float valve
And determine which of the 2 holes in the hood support is the best fit for your float valve. The float valve needs to be at the back of the Aqua Dump. Now that you have determined which way the hood support should be installed, attach it to the basin using the included bolts and nuts, and tighten the bolts fully with your impact wrench. The float valve hood fits perfectly on the hood support and gets secured into place with the locking pin and latch pin.
If you are installing the 12-foot, 14-foot, or 15-foot model of the Aqua Dump, you must install mid-support brackets.
These brackets attach to the basin with the included bolts and nuts. Tighten them fully with your impact wrench. Now that the Aqua Dump is assembled, it is time to install it into its place.
24 inches or 61 centimeters is the standard height for all ages and cow sizes. For calves 2 to 12 months old, do not place the Aqua Dump higher than 24 inches. Here are some different options for mounting the Aqua Dump higher than 24 inches. If you're installing the Aqua Dump on the wall, make sure the wall is solid and strong enough to support the entire weight of a full Aqua Dump. Make sure that both legs of the Aqua Dump are level. Fasten each leg into position with 3 appropriate anchors.
Now that you have installed the Aqua Dump in its desired position, the last step is to connect the unit to a water source. Install the float valve onto the hood support and connect it to the water supply with a rubber hose.
Choose a hose that is self-collapsing, self-coiling, and non-kinking.
When installing a rubber hose to the float valve, make sure that you are including enough hose to enable the dumping position of the Aqua Dump.
Also make sure that you install the Aqua Dump far enough from the wall so that when the dumping mechanism is used, the hose doesn't get pinched.
You have the option to adjust the float valve to the desired water level. To use the Aqua Dump, lift the handle and tip the trough to empty it completely. Return it to its proper position and allow the water to refill.
If you are installing an Aqua Dump guardrail, make sure that you leave space for the Aqua Dump handle. If you install the guardrail over the handle, then it will get in the way and prevent you from using the handle correctly.